What happens when the mighty north wind and the gentle sun have a friendly competition? Get ready for the north wind and the sun's friendly challenge, a tale that shows us kindness can warm any heart.
Far above the world, the proud north wind and the cheerful sun had a big disagreement. "I am absolutely the strongest," bellowed the north wind, puffing out his cheeks. The gentle sun smiled warmly and replied, "No, dear friend, true strength isn't always about making the most noise." They argued with much passion, trying to convince each other who was truly the most powerful. As their heated debate continued, a lone traveler appeared far below on a winding road. He was walking along, minding his own business, wrapped snugly in a thick, cozy cloak to keep warm. The sun spotted him first and got a clever idea. "Look," he suggested brightly, his rays twinkling, "let's agree that whoever can make that traveler take off his cloak is the strongest." The north wind loved a challenge and roared with delight. "Ha ha! Very well, prepare to lose, sun." He rubbed his cloud-like hands together, anticipation swirling around him. He gathered all his blustery might, ready to unleash a mighty chill. The gentle sun just nodded patiently, a knowing twinkle in his golden eyes. It was time to see whose approach would win the day. With a mighty whoosh, the north wind let out his very first super cold blast. A sudden frosty gust whipped down the road, making fallen leaves dance in swirling patterns. The traveler was caught by surprise as the chilly air tried to snatch his cloak away. He shivered a little, unprepared for the icy attack. The instant the fierce wind touched him, the traveler quickly pulled his cloak even tighter. He wrapped the thick fabric very closely around his body, making sure no cold air could sneak in. His hands clutched the lapels firmly, determined to keep warm. He wasn't going to let the sneaky wind steal his comfort. "Grrr! You think you can outsmart me?" roared the north wind, his voice like rumbling thunder. He blew even harder, creating another tremendous whoosh of wind that howled like a hungry wolf. The trees along the road bent and groaned, their branches swaying wildly. He really wanted that cloak to fly off, but the stronger the north wind blew, the tighter the traveler held onto his cloak. He clasped the heavy fabric against his chest with all his might, his knuckles turning white. He braced his feet, leaning into the powerful gusts with a stubborn frown. "Not today, Mr. Wind," he might have quietly thought to himself. The north wind huffed and puffed, trying every trick he knew, but it was no use. He tore angrily at the cloak, swirling around the traveler, but the cloak stayed firmly put. Finally, exhausted and frustrated, the north wind let out a final, sputtering sigh. He floated away, grumbling, having failed his big challenge. Now it was the sun's turn. With a gentle, comforting smile, the sun began to shine softly upon the world. Golden rays, warm and inviting, spread across the path and touched the traveler's face. After the north wind's chilly blasts, this new warmth felt incredibly pleasant and welcoming. "Ah, what a lovely feeling," the traveler sighed happily, feeling the cold melt away under the sun's tender touch. He smiled, feeling much more comfortable and at ease. He reached up and loosened the fasteners of his heavy brown cloak, letting it hang gently from his shoulders now. The sun's rays grew warmer and warmer, like a cozy blanket spreading over everything. The air felt delightful, not too hot, just perfectly sunny. Birds began to sing cheerful songs in the trees, enjoying the beautiful day. The traveler walked a little faster, feeling bright and happy. Soon, The sun was shining quite strongly, and the traveler started to feel a little too toasty. He wiped a bead of sweat from his brow, feeling the warmth really settle in. "Phew, it's getting quite warm," he chuckled, and took off his cap to fan himself. The sun, still smiling, decided to shine with all his might. He blazed down from the sky, making the air shimmer with heat. Every leaf on every tree seemed to sparkle, and the path ahead gleamed brightly. It was a glorious, hot summer day all of a sudden. Oh, my goodness! It was getting too hot to bear! The traveler felt sweat trickling down his back and forehead. "I can't possibly keep this on!" he exclaimed, feeling oven warm. With a final, decisive tug, he took off his big brown cloak completely. He folded it neatly over his arm, feeling much lighter and cooler. Now, much cooler without his heavy cloak, the traveler looked around for some relief. Spotting a beautiful leafy tree by the roadside, he hurried toward it. He happily threw himself down in its welcoming, cool shade. The sun had won, not with force, but with gentle warmth and patience. And so, the moral of this lovely story is clear for everyone to see. Kindness and gentle persuasion are always much stronger and more powerful than any amount of force or angry bluster. Remember, a warm smile can often achieve far more than a harsh shout ever could. Isn't that a wonderful lesson to learn?
Ever dreamed of being the hero? Now you get to be the star. Your adventure starts at TalesMio. Visit talesmio.com now.